Hello and welcome back to another Art Fabula video. Today's topic is about the artistic life. If you are here watching this video, then you are a little bit interested in this artistic life. A lot of you are here because of the art toys and the Sofubi toys and all the process of painting, creating, all of these things. But as I told you before, this thing is not enough. I mean, you need to create something else. You need to create some kind of a world around you to become the artist that all of you have in your mind. So what kind of artistry, what kind of things can we do parallel to this art toy thing? There are a lot of artists that began with the illustrations. They are illustrators in the beginning, and then they became artists with art toy pieces and something like that. There are also a lot of bigger artists out there that began with graphics design. But then there are a lot of things around this artistry world, this artist world, that can guide you to the art toy community. One of those is photography. And photography is something that I wanted to talk you more about, because photography is something that I love, something that I've been working with for a long time, not professionally. I'm not a professional photographer, but I like it. I love to take photos. I love to film. I'm not so much in the video thing, and this is new for me since I began this YouTube channel. I always record with my mobile phone, but not so much with a camera. So I'm still learning after 3 years. I have a lot of things to learn, but the part of the photography is something that I really love. And this is very important, because what you want is to capture in 3D. I mean, as an artist, as an art toy artist, you want to capture something in a 3D form. And this is the thing you are going to put in yourselves. Now you, maybe your fans, put it yourselves and contemplate. It's like a picture, but in 3D form. Photography is just an art that you will need a good eye to capture a moment that it will pass in a second. It will be gone forever in a second. So you need to capture that moment. And with time, you will develop this kind of camera eye. You are out in the field, out in the city, and you will find a person, a moment, and then you know what will happen a second after. And then you are there before it happens and take the picture. So that's the artistry in the photography. That thing is very important for art toys, because you are going to capture a moment, you're going to capture something in a 3D form, and you are not going to change this 3D form. It's going to be forever in this form. So you need to have this kind of artistry. You need to have the color, the composition of the figure, and you need to also see the 3D form of these things. So this is very important. If you are making photographs, that you develop this photograph eye and then implement it in the 3D model of your art toy. For me, photography is very important. I have a video about photography. I have a video about the soulless of the Sony A7 Fold camera that I had before this Fuji that you see here. And I made a whole video about downsizing. There is a big problem there, not a big problem, but there is a little bit of problem, because I downsized the wrong way. With the money I got from the Sony, I got a Fujifilm, but then I got a little bit of money extra from this thing, and then I bought something that I really love. And this thing is this Fujifilm X Pro 3 camera. This thing here is one of the most beautiful things I ever seen. More beautiful than some Leica cameras. This X Pro 3 Fujifilm together with the XT5 serves two different things in my design process when making toys. Because what I'm doing with this camera and this camera that I'm filming with is to develop my eye, this photographer eye that I was talking about. This is a very important thing. When you are an artist or want to become an artist, you need to practice. You need to practice every day, and you need to think, to do the thing you love every day. And with this XT5, well, I prepared this camera just for video, just to have this 23 1.4 millimeters objective and I'm recording with for using with this camera, but that one is too big to take with me. So I needed another camera. I needed something with me to take with me to make me take more photographs. And I found this X Pro 3 and I thought this is the best thing I could ever, well, dream of. Maybe the Leica is the best thing, but this is the next best thing. This is a very classic camera, as you see here, with all these dials or something like that. And something that I really loved is that you don't have a screen here. It's just a picture of the film, color film you are using with the Fujifilm, and the LCD is hide here. So you don't need to use it every time you take a photo. And I'm using OVF here, the optical viewfinder, not the electronic viewfinder. So what I see here is what it comes from this part of the viewfinder. So it's just, I can see right now this part of the objective. So this is not the real photo. What I see here is not what the photo will look like in real. So this camera is making me getting better and better, developing this kind of artistry, this kind of photography art. When I take a photo with the camera, I just try to compose, try to find within the lines. There are a few lines here that I can see that this part of the photo you're taking, this part of the scene is going to be your photo. So I need to in some way compose within these lines and then wait for something to happen, maybe outside those lines, and wait for the real moment. Maybe it's a person that is coming from the right side to the left side, and I can see with my eye and without outside the lines that I see in the viewfinder, I see that this person is coming into the frame, and then I take the picture. So these kind of things, this kind of, well, old school cameras, but this is not real an old school camera because this has more technology than one might thought. With those things, with those difficult things, what we are doing is to try to develop our artistry. This thing, for me, is the thing that is helping me create more toys. I'm developing the camera eye, and I'm looking for colors, compositions, and all of these kind of things. For the illustrators, well, it's the same thing, but in 2D, they need to put all these things, the colors, the lines, the composition, all in a 2D paper, and then use, well, everything that they have to make these great things. For the graphic designer, it's exactly the same thing, but they use the computer instead. Another thing, for example, is creating maybe some kind of, well, some kind of illustrator book, making sketches, making, your art. Sketching is something that I really like. So, well, this is like an illustrator thing, but you can just think as a hobby if you're bored, for example. The other thing that you can do to create this artistry thing around you is to journaling, for example. It's my travel journal from 2019. All those things, journaling, writing, drawing, designing, taking photos, all those things. The best part of all of these things are that you are getting in the artist world. With all those things that I told you, the best part of it is that you are becoming an artist with each photo you take, with each illustration you do, with everything you do each day. So you need to be the artist, and then you need to create the art, not the old way around, not create the art and then become the artist. So you need to live as an artist. You need to do something in your life to create art, and then you will need to find your part in this art thing. So I wanted just to give you a few ideas about how your life can be enriched with the artist way of life, with this kind of art that we have around us, and how this art can make you be a better art toy designer. So please, if it's something that you want to keep with yourself from this video, is that thing. You are not only an art toy creator, an art toy designer, you are an artist. So think about that. Please comment, subscribe, and see you next week. Bye.